Hi everyone. So believe it or not, starting the carnivore diet isn't as simple and straightforward as you might think. It's not a case of, okay, from this point forward now, I'm going to eat nothing but red meat for the rest of my life. And some people do that, and I was like that in the beginning, but it's nothing but an uphill battle for the first few weeks. It's a massive, massive adaptation and change to go through, not just for yourself, but for your body as well. So we're going to discuss 5 must-know things before you start the carnivore diet. They're 5 things that I just wish I knew someone told me about before I began this 6 months ago. It just would have made the whole process a lot more easier. So let's get into the first one. A high-carb, standard Western diet. It forces our body in many ways to hold on and retain lots of different chemicals and substances. And a carnivore diet finally allows our body to let go of what it's been holding on to, okay? And in that process, it can deplete itself of very important, crucial electrolytes. Now, what are electrolytes first and foremost? Well, they're essential elements, okay? Key elements that our body needs, our cells require in order to function optimally, okay? To maintain homeostasis, health, okay? Our body needs electrolytes. Now, it just so happens that red meat contains electrolytes in abundance. So, who'd have thought that, right? Mother Nature providing the answer that we need there. So what are the symptoms then of low electrolyte levels? What should we look out for? Well, you're going to experience some muscular cramping, okay? Some fatigue issues, headaches, maybe some dehydration because you're losing lots of fluid. And on the extreme end, when they're very, very low, you may have some arrhythmias, some heart arrhythmias, some irregular heartbeats. But that is, in some cases, very rare. It's not common. If you keep them nice and topped up, then you'll be fine. So the key question is then, how can we replenish our levels? Well, aside from eating plenty of red meat, as you should be, you can use supplementation. Now, supplementation is what I prefer. I like this. This is just an optional extra for me because I work out regularly and I keep my levels topped up nicely. I'll link below the supplements that I use. Okay, they're just completely raw electrolytes. There's no added ingredients to it at all. But with red meat, if you're just going to use red meat alone, then in the first few weeks, it's best to salt your red meat to taste. Okay, so that salt is going to force your body to retain fluid. Wherever salt goes in the body, fluid follows. Okay, so your body's going to hold on to fluid. You're not going to deplete any electrolytes. And that moves us nicely into the second one, oxalate dumping. It's somewhat of a common one, but I never experienced this, but plant toxins, okay? So this is what oxalates are. When we consume plants, remember, every single vegetable is a plant. It's a living, breathing organism, and everything on this planet is trying to survive and defend itself. And when we're consuming vegetables, we're consuming oxalic acid, okay? And that can change into oxalic crystals, which is kidney stones, okay? So some people have been known to develop kidney stones as they're transitioning onto a carnivore diet. It's not carnivore causing it. Carnivore is actually unleashing what was already there, okay? There's a toxin buildup, and now your body can finally let go of it. And the symptom of it sometimes is these kidney stones, okay? So this is not a common thing. If you're not someone who eats many vegetables, it's probably nothing to worry about. If you're a vegan, I would be very careful with this. But I never experienced it. Most people don't. But it's just something to be aware of because it can cause some problems, much like the next one as well, which is the keto flu. I believe this is what prevents most people from succeeding and experiencing the true benefits of a carnivore keto adapted diet because they never push through that keto flu phase. And it's basically just a down period, a period of readjustment. It's your body's readjusting to having to burn fat as fuel. It's relearning. It's becoming metabolically flexible again, which is how it's supposed to function. And so you'll go through a period of, say, up to 10 days, maybe 2 weeks at the max, where your body is low on energy. You're going to feel fatigued and there's going to be some cognitive decline, but you must know it's temporary. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And once you get through that, your energy levels will come back to normal. In fact, they will be higher than what they used to be, and they will be stable, and they will just cruise along all day. And your body's going to feel like it's running on clean, pure energy, as does mine now, and it has done for the last 5.5 months. So get through that phase, you'll be absolutely fine. Now, in order to maintain those great energy levels, you're going to need to source yourself a good quality meat source. Okay, so yes, obviously the meat is absolutely vital, but where you get it from is just as important. Stay away from supermarket meat the best way you can. That's my advice. I never buy anything from the supermarket anymore apart from some milk sometimes. But I buy my meat directly from the farmer. Okay, I know who the farmer is now. I speak to him, got some form of relationship there. I can see the cows. Okay, I know how they're raised. They're injection free. They're grass fed. Okay, they're raised in a good environment, a healthy environment. And I don't know if you've noticed these days, but supermarket meat just isn't what it used to be. It's very bland. It all looks exactly the same. It's all identical. So there's something odd about that. And when you cook it, it just doesn't cook very well, and it's very chewy, and it's just not right at all. It's just not right. So I'd rather avoid it completely. But if it's your only option, just go with it. Just go with it until you can find something else. And that brings me nicely onto the last one, what not to eat on a carnivore diet. Now, I'm not going to give you a long list of things to avoid, because we know if it's not from an animal, then don't consume it. It's pretty straightforward, really. But what I will say is, I'm 6 months into this now, and for the last month, I've reintroduced different things here and there. I've revisited old habits and old eating ways just to see how my body reacts to it as an experiment. And what I've found is that it actually works to do that. It completely killed my cravings, okay? Not 100%, but it's done a lot of good. I would say, give it 90 days, pure carnivore, 100% carnivore, nothing else. Then reintroduce old habits if you're getting cravings and see how your body responds. I'll tell you some stories. So I had a real bad addiction to Weetabix, okay? Cereal was my addiction. And one night I ate about 4 or 5 bowls of Weetabix, 3 pieces of Weetabix per bowl. And I felt absolutely awful for a few days. I no longer like Weetabix. In fact, I feel disgusted when I think about it. So my psychology has changed here. And it's the same with sweets. Recently, I went to the supermarket about a month and a half ago, bought some Haribo and M&Ms, ate the lots on a park bench. Now, my body went into panic mode, okay? I thought it was going to self-destruct. This is how bad it was, right? For a whole week, I was bad. Diarrhea to the extreme levels, like very, very extreme. Cramping, it was awful. But again, my psychology changed. So I no longer get the cravings anymore. I think this is a very healthy thing to do from time to time, just to remind yourself, especially when you know what optimal health feels like, you remember that feeling. And then when you feel bad, you want to come back to that good feeling and remain there for as long as you can. So there we have it then. There's 5 must-know things before you start the carnivore diet, and they're just going to make your life so much more easier as you begin this journey. I wish someone told me this 6 months ago. When I started this, it would have made the first few weeks just that little bit more bearable, to be honest, and a lot less miserable. If you've experienced some of these symptoms already, perhaps, let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any questions, feel free to put them down below as well. I'll do my very best to get back to you as soon as I can. But it's been a pleasure putting this video together for you. Hopefully, I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.